in the midst of the Shrimpgate fiasco, you had such a genuine moment. And honestly, this was one of my roses of the week. I don't know if you heard, but we do like rose and thorns. And I loved this moment where you just absolutely lost it on Shanae at the cocktail party. And you were saying everything as a viewer that I wanted someone to say. And I didn't find you were mean about it in any way, but you were like, I'm putting my foot down on this. Can you just tell us more about that moment and why you just couldn't keep it in anymore?
Oh yeah, Shanae and I were like totally like the first few days we were fine. We were bunkmates. I was on the top bunk, she was right below me. So we were fine. And so when I heard about her talking about Elizabeth's mental health, that's what triggered me, I think. Because I've been bullied as a kid. I don't like watching anyone be bullied, and especially someone so sweet like Elizabeth. And just Shanae's explanation for why she's a bully, it didn't make sense. So I mean, I had enough of Shanae not apologizing. She would say she knew it was wrong, but she wouldn't apologize. Elizabeth was being the bigger person in Shanae. She was really upsetting everyone, and I think everyone was worried to say something. And when she just kept saying shrimp, 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 that's when I stood up and I was like, holy shit, it's not about the shrimp. And I can't believe that it like escalated to the way it did from that one day of making shrimp, and it turned into all of that. And then watching back the interviews with Shanae saying like, oh, I got him, all this stuff. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy for all of us to watch. I can't imagine Clayton watching it and having to just like, that's got to be a bad feeling, knowing that you really trusted someone. And then basically the whole time they're like going behind your back in the interview saying that they're playing you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to ask you, so taking it back to that confrontation and her, the word shrimp kept being brought up, like to anyone watching, like the shrimp vocabulary, that issue just seemed so petty, and I think there was so much more, and it seemed like you and some of the other girls had questioned her, like, okay, there's got to be something more to this. You're not just mad about a shellfish, right? And so at any point ever, and maybe it just wasn't shown, it didn't air, did she ever give you tangible reasons of why she was actually upset?
Absolutely not. Her first reason for being upset, the issue with Elizabeth, was that her and Elizabeth were close in the beginning, and then Elizabeth was around Shanae and she complimented another woman and didn't compliment Shanae. And so Shanae brought that to Elizabeth. She said, you were complimenting the other women and you didn't compliment me. And so that was the first weird, like, that's what the drama's about. And then when we heard it was about the shrimp, I mean, it just couldn't get any worse.